Evening, everybody. Well, after much deliberation, I decided to tell you the truth. As always, the African National Cancer of South Africa, called ANC, after 25 years, what have you actually done? Absolutely nothing but steal, lie, use racism, denied people work. You're far worse than the nationalist government ever was during the apartheid region. And as for Eskom, it's an absolute disaster. But the reason it's a disaster is not the fact that it's falling apart. It's the fact that you've lied again. You owe $500 million to an oil company in Natal to boost the coal with the oil additives that you've been adding to the coal, because the coal is substandard. Because you've been buying coal from your buddies in the government from substandard mines with absolute substandard coal that doesn't fire up as fast as it should. So you've been spiking it with oil. And this week, the oil company came forward and said, we want our money. And you cannot come up with $500 million. Why? It's because your people have stolen it. You have stolen the money. You used arrogant ideas. You have denied qualified engineers that have worked on that system for years, telling you there's a problem, there's a problem. And because they're white, you fired them, or you hired your buddies with Ronioed or photostated engineering tickets. Now the place is falling apart. When they tell you you need to spend millions to do maintenance, you have kept the money. And now the system is falling apart. And now you're saying it is wet coal. Absolute, utter bullshit. Now, if there's a reporter in South Africa, go to Natal, go to the oil companies in Natal and start asking around. You will find that Eskom owes them $500 million for oil additives that they've been putting into the coal. Instead of buying decent coal, and they wouldn't need it, no, they took a chance. And it's backfired. And now, the maintenance, and you got to realize, as it starts to collapse, you can't just boost it up straight away. It has to be staged back in. Once it collapses, it's over. It's done. It's very difficult unless the entire country switches off power, because the load is so high, it's going to trip. White liars. It's all just theft. SABS, South African Broadcast, the South African standards, I think it's called SABS, was world famous for checking standards on all equipment, products. Bureau of Standards, that's right. South African Bureau of Standards. A complete mess. Falling apart. Why? Corruption again. People are paying these people to write certificates to say things are good. Absolute lie again. Corrupt. The system is so bad. 25 years of theft. Now the best part comes. How do you allow Zuma to leave the country in the middle of a court case where there's billions and billions of dollars that are missing? And he's so-called went to Cuba for a medical thing because he was poisoned. What an absolute lie. Poisoned? He's probably got AIDS for raping that handicapped woman that had AIDS, and now he's going to Cuba to try and find a cure because they have AIDS centers there. Or it's just a rouge because Ace Makashula and the Secretary General of the ANC, David Mabuza and Linzweni Sisulu, are trying to discredit Ramaphosa and have a coup d'etat and get rid of him because he doesn't want to do land reform. He knows what's going to happen if they do. International community is coming. They have warned him. That's why they put the screws into Julius Malema to shut him up. They went after him for the shooting in the air, for all the corruption, the VBS bank, the racist comments. Ramaphosa was told, put a stamp on that little fool. Ace Mashula should have been in jail. Zuma absolutely should be in jail and all his assets seized. Actually, in fact, the entire ANC, everybody should be seized. Now, people, don't be bullshitted by Eskom. Load sharing, whatever, it's all nonsense. They didn't pay their bill to spike the coal so it'll burn. That's why you've got load sharing. Somebody do some investigations and you'll find I'm not lying to you. "25 years, these people have lied to you, stolen everything. Every single municipality in South Africa is collapsing. The reason this Makashula, Sisulu, and this Mabuza are involved is because they can't have their hand in the cookie jar anymore because the international communities have said, we will come and invest there, but you can't have corruption anymore. What do these people think? They're going to keep doing this and the international communities are just going to let it go by? Are they crazy? If they get rid of Ramaphosa right now, you're looking at a civil war. We know that the Zuma faction is Makashula, Malema, Sisulu, and there's Mabuza. It's been going on for a long time. I was told months ago, and I didn't believe it, that Ramaphosa was being held hostage. Today, the South African Communist Party came out and said, you have failed us. You have failed us for 25 years. That's one faction of two factions that support the ANC. The other one is Kusatu. Now, the president of the South African Communist Party came out and said, you have failed us. This is one of the final nails in the coffin for the removal of the ANC, the African National Cancer of South Africa. Every single system that they have touched has collapsed. Why? Because of arrogance, inept management, racism, corruption, and a number of and jealousy. They fire somebody and they rehire them in another position. They do not get rid of them. The same people that have committed corruption. Today I saw a thing where they said, we'll have to cut the budget a bit. You can only spend 700,000 Rand a month. You can only have X amount of money a month for your phone and your 2 cars. Absolutely insane. There is no money. I want you to take notice of what's happening in Hong Kong. People had enough. People refused to be suppressed. And so they rose up in the millions. And they waved the American flag. And they sang the song, the American anthem, the United States anthem. And now for 6 weeks, they have held the entire Chinese government to ransom by refusing to be suppressed. South Africa, you have no time left before there is nothing left. You have a bunch of criminals running your country. I'm going to put this to you simply. On YouTube, I have stated many times, you have to unite in mass. In mass, I mean by the millions. There's millions of you. Get together. Go down there to every damn embassy in South Africa. Block the roads and stand 20,000 thick in every road. Block it all. Vehicle you name. And wave the American flag. And make the world take notice. I made a statement today. With 30,000 highly trained men, I will take that country in 24 hours. By force. Legally. Listen to what I'm saying. Legally. I will not do it illegally. And if you think I don't have the men, I can have the men. But there's 2 factors you got to realize. And I've been saying this for 3 years. In the first year, I asked for 1 million signatures from the people of South Africa who were all screaming for help. And guess what I got? 23,000 signatures. After begging and pleading, I begged, I pleaded. I said, please sign this thing. Some even asked me to take their names off in the end. I was taking that to the UN and I was taking it to the White House. Nobody signed it. Who, United States, England, anywhere in the world, gonna listen to 23,000 signatures? Unless you stand up and unite in mass, and I mean hundreds of thousands of you. Nobody's listening. You're on your own. And I'm not being rude. I'm just telling you a fact. I cannot go to the White House with 23,000 signatures and say there's a problem in South Africa because they say there isn't one. Nobody's standing up. Everybody's saying there's nothing wrong. Only a few people are saying there's a problem. The survivor group, Willie Jordan Jr., put his life at risk, begging you all to come and join him at the US Embassy. Less than 50 people came. You should be ashamed. I spent 3 years of my life for you on this thing, talking to you, telling the world what's going on. None of you will join forces. None of you will unite. This is not about taking over the government. This is not about a revolution. This is not about causing a revolution or a coup d'etat. This is about standing up for your rights as a human right. That they cannot take your land. They cannot rape your children. They cannot rape your wife in front of you, cut your eyelids off so you watch, or rape you while you're watching your children. Because you will not unite. All the Boer groups, waar is julle? Why are you fighting each other? All the colored people, why are you killing yourselves? Why? Because you're stuck in one place and you don't do nothing about it. Because you don't unite together as one group and go stand there and say, we want some place to live. We don't want our mothers in the backyard. She needs a house too. To all the Boer groups that are fighting each other and hate each other, how the hell do you think the world's going to support you when they don't know who to talk to? Because none of you are united. To the English groups, to the Indians, the coloreds, all the minorities in South Africa, you will not unite against this evil. So when the international communities, and I talk to a lot of people, they say, how can we talk to you? Nobody's united. We know there's a problem, but who do we talk to? Because every one of you are saying, he's an idiot, he's an idiot, he's an idiot, that guy's an idiot. Because none of you will unite. On a day like the 16th of December, look up to the sky and say to God, this is the day we do something. USAC Day. The day I've declared is USAC Day. It's also Memorial Day. Go block those embassies. Block the roads, not the embassies itself, but go block the roads. As one voice everywhere in millions of you. And do something. Make a statement. There's many of us here screaming for you to do something. I hear about, oh, why we can't do nothing, they're going to arrest. How the hell are they going to arrest 1 million people? Not when you're all waving American flags. It takes a brave few men and women to stop something. And if you keep on doing it this way, you're going to die on your knees. I'm not in Alaska, as I put on Facebook. I'm nowhere. All down the rabbit hole. Why do I do this? Because I risk my life every day for you guys. I cannot tell you where I am or why I am. My phone is in Hong Kong. My computer is in England. And I'm in Alaska. Does that make sense to you now? There's people in South Africa like Willie Jordan Jr. begging you guys to help. And you let him down. All those political parties that you could have voted for instead of the ANC, you didn't vote for them. You just accepted the same criminals that gave you nothing. Load sharing every day. You can't talk to your families. You're in the dark again. 100 years you weren't in the dark until the ANC took over. Ramaphosa is just as guilty as the rest of them. He's more worried about his money. They need to privatize Eskom. They need to privatize the post office, the airlines. Every single entity in the country needs to be privatized, taken away from the government. The government's rule is to make sure that the country is running proficiently and there's investments. Other than that, nothing should be touched by the government because they cannot run the country. And the ANC is an absolute cancer. Useless. Every single politician in the ANC right now, all their assets should be seized because all the money they have was stolen from the people who do not have jobs. To all the minorities in South Africa, you are South Africans, period. Many of you are not going to like what I said tonight, but it's just a fact. Two factors have to take place to have a government removed. One, it has to be legal. Only way to be legal is when the people of South Africa rise up and say no more. This criminal government needs to go, and you can do it peacefully. You then give us a mandate to ask for removal. Then there's one other factor we have to think about. It's putting in a legitimate interim government. And until you do that, none of this is going to happen. You cannot sit on your couch and say, oh, what if? Look at China. Look at Hong Kong right now. Think of Goliath. Was taken out with a small stone. Three years ago, I said I'd bring the world to help you, but you have to help me. I need a mandate. I have soldiers all over the world willing to help, but we will not do it illegally. Unless you stand up in mass, not 100 people, not 200 people, but millions of you, all of you, stand up on the 16th of December. Take your tractors, take your cars, take your trailers, take your buses, take your graders, take everything, block the roads, wave the American flag. Make the world see you. Make a statement. Give the world a mandate to come and help you. Because right now, they're not listening. They are not listening because you're letting these people dictate your lives. Eskom is a lie. Load sharing is bullshit. They owe $500 million for oil they've been spiking the coal with to make it burn because they bought crap coal from their own buddies in the government. That's why they're lying to you. They spent all the money for maintenance. When the generators collapsed, they wouldn't fix them because they went to that guy and he said, I'm not fixing that. Go away. What do you know? Arrogance, jealousy, corruption. 25 years of corruption. Where's the schools? Where's the clinics? Where's the roads? Where's all the tax money they stole? Why are you letting them stick you like this? This is the hawk. Subscribe to my channel. Make sure you haven't been unsubscribed, because it has been happening. Hit the like button, hit the bell, and there's a link to donate. That's going to the farming programs to help people grow food. Stand up and unite on the 16th of December and make the world see. To the colored people, stop killing children, stop killing each other, and unite in peace. Find a way. Indians, you know what to do too. Join forces with the minorities, everybody. And let the world know who you are. And to all the moderate black people out there, this is not against you. Look at your country. Is this what you want to live in? Darkness, hatred, murder, rape, corruption. And the politicians driving past in their Maseratis and their BMWs and their Mani suits. But you all want to have food in your bellies. At least one car and a decent home. Because that's how it's supposed to be. And you can go to the hospital and at least come out. And your children can go to school. And your wives can go to their clinic if they need to be checked for whatever reason. And there's medicine and there's money. And you're not La Milia. And all the criminals go to jail. And the murderers hang. And the rapists get sorted out. And the corrupt police get arrested. This is the hawk. Remember what I said. 16th of December, USAC Day, Memorial Day. Make a statement to the world. Let them know who you are. Let them know your pain. But you need a mandate. You need a mandate. And a mandate is not 100 people. A mandate is 1,000,000 people waving American flags so the world can see you. It's the only way. It's the only way. This is the hawk. I'm out of here.